Friends, Dr. Murphy. I'm going to start podcasting in the next couple of months. I think the title will be Shift. And one of the many topics that we'll cover is that we really do not know how our minds work. We think we do, but we don't, okay? And I'll present the evidence. So let's just experiment a little bit today. Today's Wall Street Journal. A few intelligent thoughts on the subject of stupidity. Barton Swain leads his Anatomy of Stupidity, Biden, Trump, and the Meaning of Stupidity, with an astringent quip from Bertrand Russell. The trouble is that in the modern world, the stupid are cocksure, while the intelligent are full of doubt. Mr. Swain would have done better to use W.B. Yeats's earlier canonical plaint from his poem, The Second Coming, that the best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Yeats adds that things fall apart the center cannot hold, and he closes the poem with the foreboding question, and what rough beast, its hour come round at last, slouches towards Bethlehem to be born? We now know the answer. Christ. What did Christ say on the cross before dying? Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they're doing. That still holds today. That's a universalist perspective. By the way, find people with tattoos all over their body, okay? They've been through hell, all right? And they come out as a universalist. They come out with this humility going, we're just put here doing our best. And they believe, like I believe, that we're all going to be saved. We're all going to heaven. God did not create us to destroy us, all right? So that's good news. But what's happened in the last century is that we've come up with this pseudoscience called psychiatry. Now, granted, there are people with true mental illness, all right? Those who harm themselves or others, they have mental problems that are just hard to understand. It's a combination of all kinds of things that we can't put into neat boxes of diagnoses in this thing we call the Bible of Psychiatry, the DSM-5. Other proof, The Myth of Mental Illness, written by Thomas Szasz, a Hungarian psychiatrist, published in 1961. Now, I've reviewed this book, and I wrote a book myself, Honest Medicine, 1995, Shattering the Myths About Aging and Healthcare. I believe the only difference between me and Dr. Szasz is that this guy believes we have free will. I do not. And all these people you talk with who have tattoos, they've been in and out of prison, broken families, broken homes, homeless, you name it, they agree with me. Okay, we really don't have the free will we think we do. Then you look at so many articles and it suggests the same thing, saying no to fear. Friends, you can't say no to fears unless you've encountered them. And I believe we're all born with otherisms. We fear other people who are not like us. And until we engage with them and understand them, it's hard to overcome the fear. We have this one, What a Brain Scan Misses. Neuroscientists proceed as if feelings, thoughts, and desires, elements of the conscious mind, account for very little. But what if they have more agency than mere neurons? Yeah. Great scientist Dr. Sigmund Freud taught us that so much of this hurt in the world is around subconscious projections. We project our anxieties, fears onto others, and we hurt them. I mean, it happens throughout the world. Just look at all the divorces and estrangements of people who initially love each other but hurt each other in ways that we just can't understand. Okay? Oh, by the way, Dr. Freud, I just read this book review, brilliant psychiatrist, but he too didn't know what he was doing when he had a vasectomy, thinking that that would buy him years of life. It didn't. He died at age 82. This one, tragic optimism can be a balm for trying times. When all seems lost, choose wise hope and wise action. Now, this guy believes that we have free will. What I have seen in all of the people who have been through hell, suffering, and then emerge as, I call them, saints, mystics, prophets, soldiers, and survivors, is that God saves them. God pulls them through. There's, again, no free will. It's in God's design that we get through all the hells we suffer on this earth. This one again, the surprising allure of ignorance. Just as we develop a love of truth, we develop a hatred of it. What Christ was also saying on the cross and in other areas throughout the New Testament is that we were born as imperfect beings, right? And we're full of contradictions, paradoxes. And he summarizes it, forgive them, for they do not know what they're doing. So I'll continue to share stories. I do think the podcasting is going to be called Shift. We'll see. I got to learn some new technologies.